Hello, I'm Lynda Kinkade, live at CNN's World Headquarters in Atlanta. Welcome to One World. A high-level meeting that no one in the West wants could happen soon. The North Korean leader has arrived by train in Russia ahead of talks with the Russian president. In these state media pictures, you can see Kim Jong meeting with the governor of the Primorski region in Russia's Far East, as well as Russia's Minister of Natural Resources. The 39-year-old North Korean leader, traveling on his heavily armored train, received a military welcome as he arrived at the Hasan train station. Precisely when and where he will meet Vladimir Putin remains unclear. But here's why the West is worried. Analysts say Mr. Putin could provide technology to Pyongyang in exchange for weapons he could use in Ukraine. The Kremlin spokesman would only say that the meetings will touch on bilateral relations and what he called sensitive areas.
Like with any neighbor, we consider ourselves obligated to establish good, mutually beneficial relations. We will continue to strengthen our friendship.
Well, let's get some perspective on the story. Our chief international anchor, Christiane Amanpour, joins us now from New York. Good to see you, Christiane. So the last time these two leaders met was in 2019, well before Russia launched the war in Ukraine. Russia now more isolated than ever. The US Vice President has said that Russia must be desperate to reach out to North Korea. Do you agree?
Well, Lynda, you're absolutely right. It's the first time since then that Kim Jong has actually, left North Korea altogether. And the narrative coming from the United States and its allies is precisely that when two pariah states, is how they describe them, join forces or have a meeting, it must mean, A, they're highly isolated from the rest of the world. And in Russia's case, which is, a former superpower, a massive power, to be seen to be reaching out to such a hermit kingdom that is so heavily cemented in the past as North Korea is being viewed and being described as an act of Putin's desperation. As the U.S. ambassador to Japan, Rahm Emanuel, told me when this visit was first mooted, even last week, days ago, he said that if Russia, Vladimir Putin, wants to continue his, quote, imperialist quest to restore the empire, well, then it's kind of, desperate and pathetic to be relying hat in hand, the tin cup towards North Korea, which itself is so isolated and has so little of the kind of modern technology that any NATO nation or even Russia would require. That is how they're seeing it right now. Nonetheless, it would be a violation of sanctions, and nobody wants to see this military alliance strengthen in any way at all.
And Christiane, there are, of course, major concerns about what Russia could provide North Korea with. The US has spoken about consequences, about repercussions. What could that entail?
Well, it's hard to figure that out because that's been left vague deliberately. They don't obviously want to make military threats, but, potentially even more sanctions against North Korea. At what point, though, do these sanctions actually continue to bite when they are so heavily sanctioned anyway? But it's a method of continuing to isolate that regime. Of course, South Korea has said today that they reach out to Russia, saying as a member of the Security Council and the international community, they expect Russia to react responsibly, was the word I think South Korea used, so as not to go into any arms transfer or deal or technology transfer with the heavily isolated and sanctioned North Korea. Having said that, Russia is also heavily sanctioned, particularly in the military field, since this war in Ukraine. But the deal, the way it's being viewed amongst NATO and US allies is that if Russia needs to be, at this point in its war with Ukraine, if it appears so depleted in terms of weapon systems or even ammunition, which is probably the best it could hope to get from North Korea, ammunition, if it's going to Iran, for instance, for help with drone technology like the kamikaze Shahid drones, then again, this is not only an unfortunate grouping of pariah states, but goes to the heart of what the West believes is Russia's increasing need for the kind of weapons and materiel to keep prosecuting this war in Ukraine.
And we will cover more on this coming up in the show, Christiane. But I just want to say congratulations to you. Today marks 40 years since you started at CNN as an assistant on the international desk here in Atlanta. And you are such a legend, such a trailblazer. And it is always an honor to speak with you and get your perspective, your analysis. So congratulations on 40 years of seeking and fighting for the truth. Thank you.
Thank you so much indeed, Lynda. And 40 years ago, yep, I came to Atlanta with the precise goal of being, you know, an international correspondent. So dreams were realized. Thank you.
You're incredible. Thank you, Christiane, and congratulations again. We appreciate it.